This is not the Shiraz that we as Americans are used to drinking, or even if you've traveled in Australia. The tannin and the acid together, it's like a party in my mouth, and it's so delicious. Hi, my name's Molly. Welcome to Natural Winos, YouTube channel where we taste and explore natural wine. We are exploring Australia today. This is Sam. I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I'll probably say it wrong. But if you know how to pronounce his name, you should definitely comment below and let me know. Sam has been a winemaker, I think most of, if not all of his adult life. He has worked and lived in California, worked and lived in Sicily with Frank Cornelissen. Some of you may know. He called out Frank for doing sterile filtration in Pipette magazine and left Sicily when Frank decided to go that route, believing that it was not natural to do sterile filtration. I tend to agree with that. I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the comments below. So Sam took over these old vineyards that had been left untended and pretty much abandoned. His property is a tiny little microclimate right next to the Indian Ocean, so he gets that sea breeze that kind of dries out the vines and he doesn't have to worry about any of that. It also cools them down because it can get really hot, obviously, in Australia. Hasn't been too much affected by the fires at this point because of his little microclimate. It's very green borders around where he is. For me, Sam's wines have always tasted and smelled like walking in the vineyard. It's one of the most unique experiences to walk in the vineyards of Margaret River and smell and almost viscously taste what you're about to put in your mouth in wine, and to taste it in the wine itself as well is, to me, the very definition of terroir, the very definition of a sense of place and tasting a wine that you know exactly where it comes from. Sam lives alone in this property with his dog, Gloria, who also tends to his flock of chickens, which is just super awesome. I tasted another one of his wines recently called the Red White. You can certainly watch it on this channel. And that's a co-fermentation of Shiraz and Sauvignon Blanc, and you should definitely try that one out too. You can tell, especially if you compare on the other episode, this is 100% Shiraz, so it's much darker. The other Red White has Sauvignon Blanc in it, so it makes it a lot lighter. This is 100% Shiraz. It smells like 100% Shiraz. Super peppery, super dark fruit, dark black and red fruits. And I can't describe enough how it smells like that place. It smells like eucalyptus. It smells like the dust that settles on in the vineyards. It smells a little bit salty from the ocean. It's so cool. This is not the Shiraz that we as Americans are used to drinking, or even if you've traveled in Australia. This is light on its feet, super bright acidity. Yes, it has tannin. Yes, it has that meaty characteristic that comes from Shiraz or Syrah. Yes, it has the pepper, but it is not staining your teeth. It is making your mouth so happy, and the tannin and the acid together, it's like a party in my mouth, and it's so delicious. Thanks for tasting me with me today. Thanks for visiting Australia with me today. If you appreciate and are enjoying the content, please do subscribe, comment below, let me know Australian wines that you have found and tasted, especially if they're natural. And cheers.